At just the age of 15, Jake Donaldson is looking to take on the world. Already, this future star has achieved so much in his short racing career. Here we talk about his goal of one day reaching Formula One, how he hopes to get there, also life away from the track and how he manages school and racing. So Jake, here we are in your race workshop. It's pretty cool in here.
Yeah, it is. It's keeps this thing alive, I guess, after a race meeting. You know, it's good to have it here. Looks good.
When did you start racing?
When I was 7 years old at Nepean Speedway.
What was it like as a youngster growing up taking part in motorsport?
Well, I didn't really think much I was going to get to a good level, you know, at 14 years old. You know, only 7 years ago, I just hopped in the car, not really knowing really what to do. So now that I'm here, I guess I'm doing all right.
And what was the catalyst for you then as a youngster? What made you think, hey, I want to go and be a race car driver?
Well, I didn't really have an interest really early in my life. It was only about when I was 4 or 5 that you know, I started looking at car books and stuff and reading out cars and stuff. And then I just had an interest. I was like, oh, well, considering I'm interested in cars, I may as well give it a go. So.
Did you take part in any other sports when you were young?
No, not any other sports, just racing.
And what heroes did you aspire to be like when you were a youngster?
Well, it wasn't as I was younger, I didn't really see anyone as like my sporting hero. But then as I got into, you know, getting better at karts, I started watching, you know, videos of Formula One legends like Ayrton Senna and stuff that just like inspired me to, you know, try and get to their level.
What did speedway karting teach you then as a youngster growing up, and what were some of the stepping stones for you growing up as a kid?
Well, speedway karting has taught me, you know, considering if you have a really good weekend, it teaches you have to drive through fields and stuff, which is probably what a lot of kids have to learn. And it just taught me racecraft, how to, you know, pass people without, you know, hitting them out the way or moving them and stuff. So I guess it's just taught me how to drive, really.
Did you enjoy getting dirty?
Oh, of course.
It's all part and parcel of it, isn't it?
Yeah. Especially when you're behind someone, you know, you cop some dirt. Oh, it's all right.
Was there anyone that I suppose you looked at and thought, you know, they're really tough to beat come a Sunday on a racetrack?
Oh, I had Caden Brown, who's now stepping into a midget. Yeah, stepping into a midget. He was always my #1 competitor. You know, I tried to beat him every weekend, so probably just him. He was the only one I saw as like a threat to beat and stuff.
You won multiple club titles and also state and Australian titles as well. Was there a particular moment that stood out for you?
Oh, every title's, you know, it's good to have and stuff, but I guess just my first Australian title I won, that was probably just the best memory because I'd never done anything that good before, so just winning that was good.
And when you were growing up again, obviously sometimes father-son relationship is so important for so many families. You've done it with your dad the whole way through. What's it been like having him alongside you every step of the way?
Oh, you know, he's always supported me. He's always put funds into the car that gets me out there every weekend, and now a little bit more with this car. You know, we've had Brett Collins and Chris Collins here probably since 2012. They've helped us massively throughout the way. You know, I've got to thank Mum. She's done a lot for me as well. So, yeah, they're just helping me, which has, you know, got me to this so far.
Now, just over roughly 18 months ago, you made the switch and went Formula Ford racing. What was the catalyst for that? What were the reasons behind it?
Well, you know, Joe and Paul from Listec Race Cars, they've been monitoring me ever since I started, you know, doing half-decent in go-karts. And they just gave me the opportunity to, you know, I was originally supposed to just test this year, but then they dropped the age limit to 14 so you could race. So they gave me an opportunity to race, and of course I would have said yes, so that just gave me an opportunity to drive this, and it's better than go-karts.
How do you find it?
Oh, amazing. It's taught me so much. I kind of know how to change gears now, which is good. You know, got to be cautious, more cautious in a go-kart. Sometimes I have blind spots where I don't know where I can see and stuff. So it's just taught me common sense in a car, I guess.
And obviously looking back now, you've just completed your first full season. Overall, how did you rate it?
Oh, I think I couldn't have done much better than I originally did. I was just trying to, you know, this year just focusing on, you know, trying to finish races, not looking for podiums or anything, and I come out with 4 wins, so it's far further than I ever expected I'd get. So
Round 5 at Sydney Motorsport Park was your first round win.
Yeah.
Describe that moment for us.
Oh, in qualifying of that weekend, I went out and, I just did every lap I could just to try to go exactly the same, and ended up putting it on pole. And then those three races I did. I did. I put my head down and just kept, driving, and ended up getting me 3 wins.
Looking back, what were some of the things then that you might have struggled with?
Probably trying to not lock up the brakes as much. Now I see it. I can change the brake bias, and I understand, if I'm hitting the brakes too hard, what to do now, just to, modulate off. So, I guess that's the only thing I could have improved on, trying to not lock up the brakes as much.
When you look ahead then to 2017, what's going to be some of the goals and the aspirations that you're looking towards?
We're looking to do a national series, and in national series, just try and learn from, people around Australia who race Formula 4, just looking at what they do and trying to put it into my, driving style and see what they do.
And when you're obviously looking to go further into the motorsport and obviously national series and all that, funds is such an important part of motorsport. How important is it to have sponsorship behind you in order to give you that success and ultimately move you forward up through your career?
Oh, definitely. Without sponsors, I probably wouldn't be doing it this day. Since go-karts, sponsors always help. Everything helps. And, next year we're looking for a good sponsor, to fund me, to stick by me, and through my success, hopefully give them some success as well.
Let's change tack for a bit. You're still at school?
Yeah, of course.
What subjects you doing?
Math, English, music, science, history, and religion.
And how do you balance school and motorsport at the same time?
I always look at school as something, I try to do well in, but then there's always the motorsport part, which, that's probably my one priority I need to, keep good in my life. So without school, I wouldn't know as much as I did now. So it's definitely helped.
Girlfriends?
No.
Race cars more important?
Yeah, of course.
That's where the money goes to?
Yep.
And obviously friends as well. What do they think? I mean, some of you maybe non-motorsport friends, what do they think about you stepping in one of these things?
All my friends just see me as, the kid that drives a race car. They're always like, oh, we're so lucky we have you as a friend, you can get us famous one day. I'm like, yeah, mate, you never know. If I get there, I might give you a shout out or something.
So obviously then looking ahead towards the future,
yeah.
Where do you ultimately want to be?
I want to reach Formula 1 is my ultimate goal, just to take after, my people who I look up to, like Ayrton Senna and stuff. I just want to do what they did, just to, feel what it's like to drive one of the cars.
So you want to reach Formula 1, that's the ultimate goal. How do you go about getting there though? Particularly, I suppose, looking at the next, 3 to 5 years.
All right, so next year we're looking at doing well in the Formula Ford National Series, and then hopefully years to come, hopefully winning a Formula Ford National title, because that gives you the Mazda Road to Indy scholarship, which gives you a drive in America and gives you a $200,000 scholarship. So after that, probably looking at, getting my name around the world, looking for other sponsors that can probably fund me to do probably more Formula car types, because that probably gets you to Formula 1 easier than, racing a sprint car than getting asked to drive. So getting your name in the Formula industry is probably the best option to go. So probably, Formula 3, then GP2 and GP, all of those series.
And when you look at actually racetracks around the world, have you got any particular ones that you think, oh, I'd love to drive there?
Well, there's Brands Hatch in England.
Yes, England.
Yeah, England, yeah. That's always probably been my favourite track. I'd love to race at Mount Panorama in Australia. That'd be good, Bathurst. Other than that, just any track would be good to race at. That good people have raced at, Lewis Hamilton or something. Just being on the same track as them, that'd be pretty cool.